All right, all right, all right. It's your boy Fuel from Reasons. Fired up broadcasting. Hey, check it out. So if you guys haven't seen the interview with Dr. Umar Johnson talking about Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to do a little breakdown here because there's a few things I didn't agree about that he was saying, and I respect Dr. Umar Johnson because he do kick some real knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had the knowledge that he have. You know what I mean? But I don't. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But anyway, um, and I want to give a shout out to the Breakfast Club as well because they did put the disclaimer at the bottom, you know, that said the view expressed by Dr. Umar Johnson in this video are his own and do not reflect the views of ideology held by DJ Envy, Charlemagne the God, or those affiliated with the Breakfast Club and myself here at Fired Up Broadcast. All right, so that's so y'all know that disclaimer there. We're gonna break it down though, real quick. You know, and you guys, you know, give y'all comment on what y'all think. You know what I mean? Because I'm kind of like a little bit on the fence on basically what he's saying or whatever, and little contradictions I've seen in there in the whole interview. But you have to watch the whole interview to kind of find those contradictions that I'm talking about. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see if we got it here. All right.
How is this relevant to Deion Sanders? The reason I'm so personally disappointed in Deion is I thought he was there for a movement, not for money. Meaning, Deion Sanders, the coach of Jackson State, I foresaw a situation where Deion would hire other coaches, other retired black NFL greats to coach other HBCUs. In doing
Okay. Now, first of all, I want to say this: Have you, Dr. Umar Johnson, talk to Deion Sanders to understand what his movement is? That's first, before we kind of like shout out and going on something that you basically haven't, if you haven't talked to him about it. And that's our problem as black folks. We go off on things that we don't even really, you know, have real conversation with the person that we're talking about to kind of see where they're coming from, and then you probably wouldn't even have this conversation. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go a little bit further. You know, I'm gonna keep it going or whatever. So you guys, you know, because I kind of want to comment. I'm gonna stop and you know, go or whatever. So I'm gonna comment on this stuff as we go, and you guys tell me if maybe I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But holler, let me know.
so, you attract our top tier high school athletes to come to HBCU.
Maybe.
Stay with me.
Eddie George, Tennessee
Stay with
State.
me. Stay with me. Football and back. You know, like I know, got top tier NFL greats coaching HBCUs. The athletes are coming just like
Maybe.
they was coming for Deion. He showed you,
That's
Charlemagne.
Deion, though.
He showed
Dr.
you.
Umar.
And his other one's just
Deion's
as
one of the most
great.
famous people ever.
And his other one's just as great. So listen.
Eddie George at Tennessee State.
That's one person. We talking about a system, not an individual. So
Remember, he just said you're talking about a system, not an individual. We're talking about a system, not an individual. All right, let's go.
Deion and these other coaches bring all these athletes from high school to play football, basketball, so forth. The revenue of the HBCU goes up, Envy. As a result of the revenue going up, Charlemagne, the schools got more money. They don't have to subject themselves to closure. They don't have to subject themselves to being dependent on white money. You got HBCUs at risk of being closed. I read something that said almost a half of them. A half may not survive the decade. So this was bigger than football. This was about the survival of the HBCU.
It's bigger than Deion,
especially
though, Dr. Umar.
no,
Yes,
no,
it is. I think
no. Stop trying to.
You're blaming
stop
an individual.
Trying to,
No,
stop trying to give celebrities a pass, Charlie.
Now, when someone try to stop and overtalk you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's because they just hearing themselves for that moment. Just like you just said before, you're talking about not the individual, but the system. Okay, one man can't fight the system, but one man can do something about the system to try to help enhance that system to make it better. And if that person is doing that, it's up to us to be behind that person and for the next person to come up after that or whatever to try to do the same thing. That's how it grows. But when we try to sit here and, you know, my walk is not your walk. Your walk is not my walk. My how I'm trying to get to a certain level, you know, and it's not hurting anyone, but it's helping someone. then why are you complaining? You know what I mean? Because basically what Deion has showed or whatever is that this is what can be done at this school. You know, and when someone uses their own money, which means it's not about the money. And if it was about the money or whatever, he used his own investment, investing in himself in order to get somewhere. What is wrong with that? Now, he might be going to a white school or whatever, which is fine. Because why? He's going to do it his way, which nobody else has probably tried to do. You know what I mean? So give kudos to that and try to quit trying to make it seem like, oh, he should have stayed or he should have did this and what he should have done, because this might not be his movement. So your opinion or whatever as to what you feel that someone should be doing ain't always correct. And I love you, man. And I respect everything that you basically said, or knowledge that you say that you have and everything. Hell, I wish I was as knowledgeable as you at this point. You know what I mean? But sometimes, when some things is wrong, some things is wrong. Let's go.
But no, you're blaming the individual
I'm not
instead of talking
blaming
about
him.
the issue.
I'm blaming black men for not being men.
But you know what?
I'm blaming.
You are blaming an individual. You're blaming Deion. You saying he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
That's for not being men. That was an unmanly move.
Can you admit one thing?
Deion could have went down in history.
Are HBCUs chronically underfunded?
How do you know he wants to be down in history like that at that one place? Come on, man. Keep going.
Were they chronically underfunded before Deion?
Yes.
Will they be chronically underfunded after Deion?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What are those reasons that they're chronically underfunded?
We don't
because as black men have not come together to create the funding source to make sure they survive.
Okay, like you said, we as black men has not come together to make this happen, right? That's what you just said. Not Deion as a black man did not do what he was supposed to do or whatever. You know what I mean? So you kind of contradicted to me. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't know.
I don't want to hear about the government. We have too many wealthy blacks.
Exactly.
Y'all interview them every day.
I'm with you. So you got low alumni donors,
okay.
right?
Okay.
Low endowments.
Correct.
That's a us problem.
He part
that point. That's a us problem.
of us. Why you keep exhibiting celebrities?
He's one person.
They're not better than us.
He's one person.
Okay, but the point is that one man could have been a catalyst for movement that would have revolutionized the survival of HBCUs.
But why does
Did you appoint him to be the catalyst for this? Have you talked to him to be a catalyst to this? No, you did not. He has his own way, his own dream, his own how he wants to succeed in a certain way, as opposed to helping those of black athletes in this business. Those are black coaches that's in this business. You know what I mean? So why are you basically it's kind of like, because it don't happen the way that you feel like it should happen, you want to shit on it. No, that's BS, man. You know what I'm saying? That's our problem as black. We are always trying to shit on the next man that try to do something to help others or whatever, to make themselves look better or whatever. That's how I feel.
The movement stopped just because he left? HBCUs gonna still be here.
You're missing the point.
No,
the
HBCUs gonna still
abolition
be
wasn't
here.
just about Frederick Douglass. But if Frederick Douglass would have pulled out, it would have hurt it. The Underground Railroad wasn't just about Harriet, but if she would have pulled out, it would have failed.
So what was
that point? Okay. If they would have pulled out, it would have failed. Okay. Who's to say that it would have failed? Maybe they showed the example of ways for someone else to come behind and follow. Maybe someone else just as better or whatever, and that can basically have the idealistic movement to do that and go forward. You know what I mean? So to put a blame on one man or whatever, it's just totally unacceptable for us as a black culture.
The civil rights movement wasn't just about King.
Before Deion 3 years ago, what was
they
the
were struggling, and he could have helped save it. And for him to pull out of Jackson State the way that he did it before making sure the HBCU system survived, to me was selfish. He chose money over the movement, Charlemagne, and celebrities.
To you, it's selfish. He chose money over the movement when all along, when he said at the very beginning that if he get an offer, he will entertain it. And entertaining it means that I might take that offer. What the hell you think entertainment means? I'm not gonna just entertainment just to say, okay, I see you. You came and hollered at me. All right, in a minute. No, if the money's right and this time is right or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's on a different path that maybe God had put him on in order to get to a certain extent within this business anyway. You see what I'm saying? So don't be down in my man like that. I'm starting to get frustrated. All right, here we go.
He's do it all the time, and y'all want to give him a pass. Nobody get no pass. I don't care who Deion Sanders is. He had a chance to help, and he hurt, and y'all want to condone that because you black celebrities are not committed to the.
Who did he hurt? Who did he hurt? There's the other teams. There are other coaches. There are other black athletes, other black coaches in that business that can go right behind that and make it just as great. But we won't know if we up here trying to change the narrative as, oh, he just went to a white school and then now everybody else is going to be fucked. No. Who has it hurt? You know what I mean? It hasn't hurt anyone. It was already hurting before he got there. He made it better, right? For the next person to come and make it just as great. At least that's the attitude as a black athlete or a coach or anybody in this business or whatever should be doing when you coming behind someone else. Is to try to keep it great. You know what I'm saying? And the more that person keep it great, as long as that other person stay there and do what they're supposed to do and give the team the courage or the athlete department or business the courage to do what they need to do and to be number one, then let that happen. You know what I mean? So now he's at another level where he can do the same thing and get those people and pull them back. So quit trying to basically make it seem like, it's all about him because he's not making it seem like it's all about him. And for you to fucking say that is crazy.
The best interest of black people.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When Deion was coaching high school kids for several years, when he
we
was
ain't talking about that. We're talking about survival of HBCU.
I'm gonna get there. When he was coaching high school kids for several years, black kids, when he was opening up Prime Prep Academy that got closed down because they had financial issues. When he went to Jackson State for $1.2 million for 4 years and said, you know what, y'all
he didn't even stay for 4 years.
But listen, y'all take half this salary and go build a better go build a better facility for students, and he got to pay back $300,000.
And after all that, I'm still going to leave Jackson State for a super white college that got a 1.6 black student.
But you ain't let me finish my point.
That is willing to let him do it the way he wants to do it, which he can make that college just as great or whatever. Now where the money's going to, all the HBCUs, all the money going to the white programs, because from what I was told in some videos, that basically money is being stolen from that college or whatever because of the fact that it had been sold out or whatever, and they wasn't seeing all the money. So what about that? You know what I mean? So come on, man, let's go.
Wait, wait.
How can you say
1.6 black students, which means the only blacks on that campus are the athletes. You're going to tell me that that's a step up? You sold us out for money, bro.
How can you say it's about money?
He did not sell you out for money. He did not sell out for money, and I understand and I appreciate your passion for HBCU. My man, my co-host, he's a graduate alumni for HBCU. So I get it, the passion behind it. But come on, my brother, when you were on a platform as big as this, and you basically kind of like downplaying or down talking someone that basically has helped uplift that person, and not only just uplift them, go talk to that person and see what his ideals is behind it and what's going on with him. You just can't, just blob shit out or whatever when you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? That's what's killing me about us as blacks. You know what I'm saying? And I break shit down in layman's term or whatever because I want you to understand. It's coming straight from out my mouth that when you're wrong, you are wrong. Period. All right.
When his track record shows
He stayed
don't
for
pour
3
in the
years.
kids
That
for
was
money.
no commitment. His track record shows that if white people give me the money, I'll turn my back on the HBCU
I disagree,
system.
Dr. Umar.
What are you talking about? That's what he did.
I disagree.
That's what he just did.
I disagree.
Come on.
I disagree. I disagree. That's all. That's all. I'm going to go ahead and end this up with you guys. I'm going to say I disagree. You know what I mean? Because it's a shame that we always have to have someone of our color that wants to or feel like they have to be pissed off of what someone else's journey is when you don't really know. When you really don't even know. But I'm gonna leave it with that. Hit me in the comments. Follow us, Fired Up Broadcasting. All right, on YouTube, and subscribe. All right. Peace.